Today I have with me Tommy Cook, Chief Executive of Calnex, which has just listed its shares on the AIM market. It's clearly a very interesting time for financial markets. So we wanted to talk to Tommy about the IPO process, what it's like for a smaller company to float at the moment, how easy it is to raise money, and how he plans to grow the business. Hi Tommy, Calnex has just floated on the AIM market after a successful fundraising. Can you tell us about the business, what it does, who its customers are, and how it makes money?
Yeah, what does Calnex do? We're a global provider of test solutions to the telecommunications industry. We make electronic instrumentation, high value, high complexity products. You can see some of them sitting behind me here. So we make our own proprietary hardware platforms, and then we load different software personalities on top of them, depending on what people are trying to test. So since we came to market and started shipping product back in 2008, we've shipped product to over 600 sites in 68 countries around the world. So telecoms very much is a global industry and one that you need to be able to have a global footprint to address.
I'd really like to find out more about the thought process and thinking that goes on ahead of an IPO, especially at the current time. I mean, it's a brave move. What made you consider an IPO? I mean, was it an easy decision to go to market during a pandemic?
Yeah, we decided the IPO was the right thing for us to really enhance our financial background. We are clear what our growth strategy is in terms of growing the team and also doing acquisitions, but we really needed our financial backing, our financial structure within the company that was actually aligned to our growth aspirations. And so that's why we decided last year that the IPO was the best route for Calnex and next steps. Why do it when there's a pandemic? Well, I guess I didn't expect it, but it was just another problem we faced along the way. So we just kept going. You know, it's a bit like everyday life. You know, we very rarely go in a straight line to any target that we aim at. There's always problems to be dealt with, and you just have to work your way around them. And that's kind of what we did. We just kept going and dealt with the problems that were there. I think we're pretty fortunate. There's a lot of businesses out there that are really struggling in this pandemic, but our business has held up. Our orders have, basically the team have transitioned to working from home. Our customers have transitioned well to working from home. So we actually haven't seen any effect on our business. Our business has continued to grow continuously through this whole period. And, I guess the underlying drivers, I think we've all learned that having good telecoms infrastructure is absolutely critical to the world now to allow people to start working from home when we get, whether this happens again in the future. So I think it's fair to say that, once we're out of this, that if anything, the investment into telecoms in the future is going to be greater. It's not going to be scaled back because of the pandemic.
Tommy, how did you find the IPO process? Was it easier or more difficult than you imagined? What changes have you made internally for life as a listed company?
The IPO process, well, it was an interesting experience. There's probably bits of it I'll be pleased if I never do again. But at the end of the day, it went pretty reasonable. I think we moved forward fairly quickly. It's a fairly intensive process, let's be honest, but it has to be done, and when we came to do the investor meetings, it was very much an interesting concept of having so many meetings back to back. They asked some hard questions, but to be honest, they asked the right questions and they were fair. And so it was an interesting experience, and we are happy the way it's gone. The fact it has actually got us through, we've managed to raise 22.5 million, so we're really pleased at the outcome. In terms of what it means to the business, I'd answer that in two ways. First of all, I hope it doesn't change the business. I think we do things well here. We're doing the right thing. We've been doing the right thing for a number of years. So, from a day-to-day basis, I don't really see that it's going to change what we're doing on the ground at all. There's obviously the second side of that is obviously, the interface to the market. For myself and for Ashley, our CFO, that'll be quite different in terms of dealing with that and making sure we present the company and work there. But it creates a great opportunity for us because now we've got a much stronger financial backing to the company. We're in a better position as we try and do more acquisitions in the future to get easier access to funding to support that growth plans that we have moving forward.
What was the reception like from investors in the fundraising process? I mean, you've raised £22.5 million, so it must have gone pretty well.
Yeah, we were really happy with the reception from the investors during the marketing event. I think we had like 45 meetings in 9 days, which was quite intense to say the least. But in general, they asked they asked a number of hard questions. To be fair, they asked the right questions. But overall, I think we got a very positive reception from investors. I guess the fact that we managed to raise 22.5 million at the end of it is testament that that they recognised that we had a strong story, that we have created sustainability in terms of the business growth, and we have great opportunity moving forward that will allow us to continue to grow and continue to give the investors a return on their investment.
Tommy, of that £22.5 million raised, I mean, 6 million is for you to invest. What are the plans for your war chest? Which type of businesses or technologies might you want to buy and why?
So of the 6 million that we have raised for the company as part of the IPO, we're going to use it in a threefold manner. First of all, we're going to pay off some expensive debt we've got. We're also going to use it to expand our existing business development and R&D programs to be in a stronger position to go after the opportunities we're aware of. And then we're also going to keep some of it for additional working capital. To date, we have done 3 acquisitions, and the plan is to do more acquisitions in the future. And very much we are looking for companies that have technology, primarily product, that either enriches the portfolio we have, so it gives us a much stronger portfolio to go to the customers we're already engaged with to increase that business from these customers, or actually products that get us into new sectors. The telecom sector is really, or the telecoms test sector is really can be characterised as many niche markets. And all the time we are trying to find these new markets that we can go after. And we can either do that by building the product ourselves, which we plan to do in the future, but also looking to see whether there's other product out there that we can acquire the company and therefore bring that product in-house and allow us to quickly enrich our portfolio, get us into new customers and expand our addressable market.
And finally, Tommy, what are your growth ambitions? And here's a classic interview question for you. Where do you see yourselves in 5 years' time?
So our growth ambitions really are, I think there is no glass ceiling here. We can keep going. If there's a glass ceiling above us, it's because we've put it there. There is a growing market, there's a huge market, and we can definitely just keep growing and growing, and that's really what we want to do, is just continually grow. There are so many opportunities coming over the horizon towards us, and now that we are going to be a listed company, I feel we're in a much stronger position to go after these. So I just want to keep going up. I have no specific goal in terms of 5 years. I just want to be a lot bigger than what we are at the moment and continue to grow. Because growth is about getting access to talent. And based here in the UK and in central Scotland, there is a lot of talent. And very much we are in a global market, so being in the UK is not a problem. And in fact, it is seen very much in the world. People look at the UK as being a place that has got high innovation and high skilled people. And our products very much are high value because they're highly skilled products. So this is a good place to be as long as we can keep attracting talent, we can keep finding new opportunities, and we can just keep going to the stars.